So I think that, loving yourself is so important. Um, I think a lot of people, in today's day, kind of like know about it or heard plenty of people speak, about this certain topic. But I don't think that most people really go into depth with how important it is to love yourself and how it must come, within. There's not going to be any tips or tricks on how you could just love yourself. It is simply a process, right? And that is something in my experience that I had to learn. So throughout this video, I'm going to speak about my experiences and hopefully, man, you could like learn from it, or take notes. So basically, in my childhood, I wasn't always this like confident person. I was like very, very like shy and timid. And it was definitely due to my, my upbringing. And so I was bullied. Got made fun of a whole lot. So that was a detriment to my, personality. Because to be honest, like before I like went to school, I had like, a lot of confidence. I think that's like most kids. But as soon as I went into school, man, I think my confidence like drastically like declined. And I remember this kid, his name was like, I forgot, like Jacob or something. He was telling me, he was like, yo, bro, you're so skinny, bro. You look like a skeleton. And ever since then, man, like I started getting quieter and quieter, bro. Um, and it would really like affect me. So I'm thinking, I'm asking, my mom, like, yo, do I really look like a skeleton, bro? Like, am I really this skinny? And I was like, nah, don't worry about these kids, man. Like, they're just jealous of you. Just keep pushing, blah, blah. You're handsome, you're this. It's kind of similar to what every mom would tell their son or daughter or whatever. So obviously, it continues on, when I got older, I was called, ugly, that I'll never, get a girlfriend or, you know, uh, or I was like too stupid or, it was just, a bunch of, a combination of, of a lot of things or, you're not, I think there's this like thing, that, I used to struggle with, regarding with like race or whatnot, like how to be say like, that, I sound like too white or, oh, you're just not black enough, bro. Like, it just be random, just stuff that's been thrown my way. And so, of course, this went forward, from grade school to high school. And, obviously in high school, I got a little bit more, confidence, puberty, is starting to grow in, growing pains and all that stuff. So you start to come into your own a little bit more, but I still had like these insecurities. And so I remember like this one time, freshman year of high school where, there's this, girl that I was interested in, but I didn't have the courage to go up to her, bro. Like I was just, I don't know, man. Like I was just really like fucking like scared, man. Like had so many insecurities about myself, and those insecurities literally stem from early in my childhood. It would still stick there, and I'm like 15, 16 at the time. And as it started progressing towards sophomore, junior, senior year, and I got to a point where I'm like, yo, I want to be confident in myself. Like I want to be, even if someone says something to me, I want to not give a damn about that and keep pushing, right? Because you only have one life, man. Like you're born into this world with whatever face, head, body, and you gotta walk that out, bro. And so I decided to take like a a theater class, like in college. I think it was a theater and a public speaking class because I felt like obviously being a shy person back then, public speaking, and presentations were top two most things that I feared, bro. And so, but that part of me wanted me to be something different, my true self. So what do, right? What's the saying? Like the only way to get over your fears, I'm sorry, is to tackle them, right? Is to face your fears. So that's what I did. I took public speaking. They had us, I'm doing presentations every week. And as time went on, I got better and better and better and better. And naturally, I gained confidence, man. Same thing with theater. There's this specific point where our professor wanted us to put out a monologue for a certain character. And so I chose Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. So they had us go and perform the monologue in front of, an auditorium full of people. And so we had to do it for our grade in order to pass. And And I did my thing, man. Crawled on the ground, did a little Smeagol voice, and it was all she wrote. And I was like, man, if I could do that, I can do anything. If I can go and speak like Smeagol and imitate this man in front of a lot of people, and I was terrified when I was going up there. I had a lot of butterflies in my stomach, but I knew it was something. I was like, if I don't do something with this fear, I will never get over it. And so that really unlocked something for me in here. Where I was like, yo, I did the impossible. I conquered it. And I just want to let y'all know that anything is possible. Anything is possible, man. I know this fear of talking to your crush, your fear of speaking up to your boss. Don't be afraid, bro. It's kind of like in the scriptures, right? In the Bible, where it says, or God literally says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. So I want everyone to understand is that whenever you fear something, it doesn't come from a good place. Sometimes it's confused with wisdom. And that's, what I used to confuse back when I was like that. And obviously, it's not going to take a day or 2 days or a week or months. Something like this could take years. It's a process. So it took me a long time to get to the point where I am now. And whoever, that does not love yourself, I'm telling you, love yourself, man. No one is going to love you more than yourself. And if you're going to get into a relationship or any kind of relationship, man, just know no relationship will go as planned if you don't love yourself first. How are you going to love someone else? How are you going to put someone else first when you don't even love yourself, bro? You must work on yourself so you can open it up for everyone. You're special. So loving yourself, man, again, comes from within. It's nothing artificial. It's all natural. It's like working out. Everything is a process. And so I'm just so passionate about these subjects because I know, because I've dealt with it. There's so many people that deal with it, on the down low. And I'm just a voice out here, man. This is just a regular guy voicing my opinion on what you can do to conquer that and that you can do it. It's simply as believing in yourself, bro. And taking the extra steps. That's it. Like I said, if you were expecting some kind of magic tip that I was going to give you, I wasn't, bro. This is simply how you get there. There's no such thing as this one magical tip that's going to, exterminate all of your fears. But anything that's worth having, it's going to be hard to get. It's going to require hard work. So that's why I was saying, man, just recognize that you as a person is valuable and that you're worth it. Love yourself, man. Stop beating yourself up, okay? Stop shaming yourself all the time. You're human. You're going to make mistakes. Love yourself even when you're imperfect, bro. Just love yourself. Take a break. Chill out. Get some coffee. Just do whatever. Watch some TV, man. You're awesome. So, that's, all that I really had to say, for the video. I really appreciate, man, if you watched all the way through this video, bro, and you're near the end. Like, you're a real one. I appreciate it. I hope, I at least helped, anyone with anything. If you want to talk about your situation, you could also comment down below. I don't mean to stutter or anything like that. It's really late. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. Time where I recorded, but yeah, man. As always, be great, be blessed, and most importantly, be easy. Peace.